Okay, so. Big thing with WoW has been the fact that Dragonflight leaked. And it didn't just leak. It leaked on Blizzard's own website. So, there is a high chance that this next expansion for World of Warcraft is indeed going to be this going under the name of Dragonflight. There is a very, very, very high chance that this is going to happen. So, with that being said, there have also been, over time, there have been details about this current or upcoming expansion that are going to be happening. And the funny thing is, some of these things have actually shown up in the PTR. Some of these things have actually shown up. Now, again, take everything we're about to discuss with a grain of salt. Because that's how things just always go. Until they actually reveal it, never, ever, ever completely take it seriously. Because you just never know. You just never know. They could, and also, think about this as well. It is that there is a very high chance that Blizzard could have leaked this on purpose to detract. Sometimes companies do that. All right? So, with that being said, and what it says on here, with the season of leaks in full swing, this is on Icy Veins. We've seen many fake leaks on patch 10.0 and the next WoW expansion. In this post, we're taking a look at the only leak named Dragonflight from February 8th that mentions 4 classes and player housing. Please note that nothing has been officially confirmed and there is a high likelihood of this leak being fake. We will have to wait until April 19th for the official reveal. With that being said, I thought it'd be interesting to cover it for multiple reasons. The leak says the new expansion is called Dragonflight and dates back to February 2022. Okay? A few hours ago, this was posted yesterday, a source code on the official World of Warcraft site revealed what appears to be the name of the World of Warcraft's next expansion. And that is right here. Now, let me get out of full screen real quick. That is right here. You see, yeah. It showed it right there in the source code of the website right there, Dragonflight. All right? So, there's that. Which happens to be Dragonflight. On top of that, we also saw new artwork mentioning Dragonflight, which was, that's pretty looking, right here. Honestly, now I know some people, the first things first, Alex Straza is on the cover. Now, I know what some people are going to say. Oh my god, she's not in her plate kini anymore. Honestly, I think she looks pretty good there. Also, Chris Metzen said a while back that he kind of felt bad about how they did with the Dragon Ladies and how they're pretty much just in bikinis and whatnot. So I don't know if this will actually be the actual outfit she's in. I think Alex Strauss is hot no matter what. But that's just me. So that's just me. I think she's hot no matter what. Well, what if Dragonflight, with a name like Dragonflight, I hope part of it, what if Dragonflight is the mobile game? I don't know. The post hasn't been edited by anyone since February 8th, when the original poster was banned on the MMO-C forums. If, in fact, so think about that, guys. Think about this. And this is a rule we have with Nintendo and all companies. If you say something about something a company is doing, or a leak or a rumor, and they either get you banned or that the leak gets deleted, then there's a high chance that it's true. If, in fact, the new expansion is called Dragonflight, the leaker at least got the name right. Some information present in the leak coincides with new quests and encrypted content from patch 9.2.5. So here we go again. Take all this with a grain of salt. And again, some of this has been shown. Some of this has been shown in the current PTR. The leak mentions Chromatus as the main villain of the expansion with a focus on minor stories. Now, let's see. Chromatus is the first and only successfully formed chromatic dragon. Chromatus' 5 heads granted the power of all 5 dragonflights. Though the 5-headed dragon appeared dead because Nefaria never managed to give it life, the Twilight Father managed to breathe life into the creature through the use of a surge needle. It was later rendered inanimate by the united powers of the dragon aspects, and its body was stored in an arcane prison. So this is a lore correct character. Okay. This is a lore correct character. I believe he was mentioned. Yeah, the references here were in Thrall, Twilight of the Aspects. But I don't believe, could be wrong, but I don't believe we've seen him in game yet. He's been mentioned, but I don't believe we've seen him or interacted with him in game yet. I don't believe we have, but I know he has been mentioned here and there. It is possible, and this is speculation, that it is possible that Chromatus was originally planned to be a boss in Dragon Soul, but instead he was replaced with Ultraxian, because animating a multi-headed dragon proved to be too difficult for the developers. Chromatus simply disappears from the story after the events of Twilight of the Aspects, despite the books hinting that he would return in the later future, and Ultraxian drops a chromatic Drake mount. This would also explain why the Twilight's Hammer are present in the Eye of Eternity in Dragon Soul, as Chromatus was imprisoned in an arcane prison, technology of the Blue Dragonflights. All right? Using somebody from pre-existing lore is a good idea. Absolutely, I completely agree. According to the leak, the level cap will not increase, and everything is described as max level content. That'll be interesting. If that is true, this will be the first WoW expansion with no leveling. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that, because the point of leveling a game is to make the game hold player retention. That's one of the big reasons why you keep leveling in a game, is to retain player retention. So not having leveling, we're supposed to get 6 disconnected zones, with 2 of them being revamped. The portion of the leak is particularly interesting because 9.2.5 hints at a new encrypted content in Tirisfal Glades. That's true. And that was confirmed. It was this right here. Something's brewing for the Forsaken in patch 9.2.5. A new data mined encrypted map of Tirisfal Glades at an event. Hints at an event, and there's an interesting encrypted model of Kalia Menethil. The post contains spoilers. Patch 9.2.5 includes a new encrypted map of Tirisfal, likely hinting at a future event. Adds an encrypted model. Well, I just read all that. Her leading the Forsaken was foreshadowed in Battle of Azeroth Epilogue. Some people are all for that. Some people aren't. We'll just see what happens. The Undercity portal in Orgrimmar no longer works in patch 9.2.5. Not sure if that was intended. Many Forsaken had been removed from... This was also confirmed. Many Forsaken have been removed from Orgrimmar, including Forsaken refugees. They also confirmed that Night Elf refugees in the current PTR have disappeared from Stormwind. Lordaeron is supposedly getting a revamp with updates, and there's a new Blood Elf questline taking place in Quel'Thalas. Lordaeron is supposedly getting a revamp with updates to Tirisfal Glades and the Plaguelands, with the focus on Scarlet/Light. So Scarlet Crusade might be coming back again. They just don't go away, I swear to God. Quel'Thalas, including Eversong and Ghostlands, is supposed to be revamped too, with Silvermoon City becoming hostile, just like Suramar. Let me read that again. Quel'Thalas is supposed to be revamped too, with Silvermoon City becoming hostile, just like Suramar. I did like Suramar. In fact, it was one of the best areas in Legion. In fact, I don't really know of anybody that didn't like Suramar. Like, Suramar was a cool place. How they could make Silvermoon City hostile? That could be interesting, especially with what they're showing later on with the Blood Elf quest line, with the Scourge running rampant down in Ghostlands again, and the player having to fight them. That could be interesting. Silver Moon Raid? Maybe, I don't know. Dragon Isles are described as a one-zone split into multiple maps, located between the Broken Isles and Northrend. Player housing is supposedly in the works. Again, take all of this with a grain of salt. The leak mentions 2 new professions, Carpenter and Logger. Here's all they got to do with Carpenter and Logger. Don't put any kind of raid progression stuff behind Carpenter and Logger if these are real. Have these specifically for making housing items if indeed we are getting player housing in World of Warcraft coming up. Dalaran should be the main hub of the expansion. I would not be mad with Dalaran being the main hub again. I would not be mad about Dalaran being the main hub again. I really wouldn't. I love it when Dalaran becomes a hub. Dalaran is just great. I love it. The link mentions Undermine, a fully underground city beneath Kazan, with criminals and an uncrowned story. Another underground zone named Uldaz should contain a Titan or a Loon story. According to the leak, we will encounter creatures named Balor, a halfling race dealing with primordial Balor, a halfling race dealing with primordial fell enemies or proto-demons. Interesting. It's also Irish mythology right there, the demon Balor. That's where that comes from. The Order Halls will apparently receive new quest lines. Check this out. The Order Halls will apparently receive new quest lines like you pick like Covenants with different themed rewards. I would love it if they brought the Order Halls back. That was such a cool ass thing in Legion. If they do it like Covenants but better, I'm all for it. Here's something else that gets interesting. Class skins for existing classes are supposedly coming. This leak also describes how class skins would work for multiple classes. Dark Ranger skin with Hunters comes with a dark spell effect and undead tames instead of animals. Necromancer skin for Warlocks comes with plagues instead of curses and summons undead instead of demons. Nightmare skin for Druids introduces corrupted spell effects and animal forms like snakes and spiders that work like existing forms. Dragonsworn skin for Shamans with draconic spell effects and forms. And Warden skin for Demon Hunters with Arcane and Holy instead of Fel. Honestly, if this is real, I would be all for this. That's how you can get Dark Rangers, Necromancers, stuff like that. Things that players have asked for a very long time. This is how you could get them in the game. Like, it could be purely a cosmetic thing, but I've always said this when it comes to MMORPGs. If you embrace things that the role players ask for, people love that shit. Like, people love that shit. Half the reason people play RPGs is they want their character to look cool. And they want them to look a specific way, especially if it's an RPG with a custom created character. You want them to look and operate exactly how you want them to look and operate within the game's means, of course. But things like Necromancer, Dark Rangers, stuff like this kind of stuff has been asked for years at this point. And one of the problems WoW has is, of course, class balancing. But this would be an honest, like, this would be not just a compromise, this would be welcoming. Like, this could, honestly, that would be welcoming as hell, and it would breathe new life into the classes. Maybe not from a, numbers perspective of putting out numbers, but just making your character feel unique and cool. Like, people have wanted to play as Night Elf Wardens for years now. They've wanted to play as Night Elf Wardens for years. They've wanted to, God, how long have people been asking for Dark Rangers? Dude, I'm one of them. I want Dark Rangers. But if I know that I could turn my Hunter into a Dark Ranger and the spell effects change, dude, count me in. Like, people have asked for Necromancer since the beginning. Like, bruh. Like, count me in for that. I would totally do this, you know? The leak says we'll also get 4 micro classes. Basically, 1 per spec, instead of a whole new class with 3 specs. I can't really fathom how having just 1 spec per character would work out while doing single-player content in the open world. I don't know. And these are Dragon Knight with just 1 tank spec. I could fathom how 1 spec works. You know how I could fathom this? Because Final Fantasy XIV does this, and it works just fine. Final Fantasy XIV does this. White mages primarily heal. Gunbreakers, warriors, paladins, tank. Dark Knights, tank. You know, bards and machinists are physical range DPS. You know, black mage, red mage, summoner are magic range DPS. You know, ninja and samurai and dragoon, you know, and monk and stuff like that are melee DPS. So no, it's like they're saying like, I don't know how they could do this. I'm like, really? Because 14 doesn't, and it worked just fine. WoW might be doing something similar here if leak is true. If the leak is true, yes. And again, what they're showing here is Dragon Knight with just 1 tank spec is a tank spec. It uses 2-handed weapons, fire, plate armor, and shouts. That could be cool. Tinker class is a DPS spec. It uses guns, mail armor, gadgets, and mech suits. Con, how ape shit would you go over that? Also, Con, if you're still in the chat, how long have you asked for a Tinker class, something like that? A tech class like that? How long have you asked for that? The whole damn time is Con's answer. You want? Yes, I know you want. That's why you love Machinist. Minstrel. A healer spec. Uses leather armor, lutes, violins, and pan flutes. A music healer class. Interesting. Interesting. Last but not least, Chronomancer. Healer spec. Uses cloth armor, time, and sand magic. Again, take all of this with the biggest rock of salt. I want this. I want this. And you know what? Do it! Do it, Acti Blizz! Holy shit! This would make people come back to the game. Like, this is the kind of stuff that would make people come back to the game. It would. It would. People would come back to the game because, you know why? Because I have to admit it, because I know it's a leak and nothing's been confirmed, but I'm sorry. This is some cool ass shit. And also, this is after April 1st. This is after April 1st. And this was stuff that was found back on February 8th, or February 8th. So this is way before April Fools. This is some cool ass shit. And they need to do it. Yeah, take it with a Himalayan salt brick. Oh, yeah. Chronomancer's just arcane, though. True. But Con, you know what's the difference? Because it uses sand, and it gets everywhere. It's rough, and it's coarse, and it'll get everywhere. But no, this is some cool ass shit. This is some cool ass shit. Like, I mean, this person right here, no idea, to be honest, though. If I remember correctly, something similar happened with a WoD leak. Who remembers before Warlords of Draenor came out? Something similar to this did happen with WoD. And if I'm remembering correctly, a lot of that shit was accurate. Given how much fake leak stuff has been spammed out in the past few months, they are bound to get something right. That's true. I don't care if the league is fake or not. I just want a good game to play with friends. If they added a minstrel subclass to Hunter, it would be fantastic. There were several leaks like this, and perhaps here the poster guessed the title correctly, but nothing else. And again, take all of this with a big ass grain of salt. Like, take it all with a big ass grain of salt. Do I want everything that was said there to be real? Yes. I would absolutely love it. I would absolutely love it. And just remember, the person that posted that, they got banned. And remember the rule. If you post something that's supposed to be a leak, and you get banned and it gets taken down, that increases the chances that it could be true. If not the details, they at least got the name right. But I would love it if so much of that was real. And I think a lot of people would too. But we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. 15 days. In 15 days, we'll find out. And there we go.